Hi, this is Bird from Bird's SVGs, and in this video I'll be showing you how I put the star box together from the Eurostar collection. And it comes in two versions. You get a dad version and a son version in your download, and I'll be putting the dad version together today. So I'm starting with the base of the box, which is the larger piece, and we're folding along all of the score lines. And all of the score lines fold inwards apart from the very small tab on the edge of each of those protruding pieces, which folds outwards. And that'll become clear when we actually start gluing the box together, why those tabs fold back on themselves. Okay, we'll actually start forming the shape of the box by adding glue at the moment just on those tabs that are facing us, that are folded inwards. So one at a time we'll add some glue evenly across the tab, and then we'll push it into place, and as we do so we form the points of the star. So again, we'll just spread along some glue evenly across that tab, and we'll push it down into place. Just hold it till it takes hold. But we have got an extra piece that will cover up that bottom area in case any of the glue oozes out like it's just done on mine there. So work your way around on all 5 of those tabs and line them up with the edge of the star, but you don't want your wall that you're forming to go past the edge of the star, so you want it to just be just on the inside of it. So when you turn it over, or particularly for the lid, your sides aren't sticking out past the top of the box. Okay, so we're just moving on to the last point now. And then once that's taken hold, we'll work on the other tabs then, one by one. And we'll add a little bit of glue to the tab. Now, as I was going around here, I realised that it was quite difficult to try and get the glue in on those tabs without making a little bit of a mess. So part way through the base, and I did it for the whole lid as well, I found that if you pop the tab on the outside to add the glue on, it's a whole lot easier. So here I'm trying to kind of prise the box open a little bit to get the glue in there. And this is why those tabs on the very end of each of those protruding pieces were folded back on themselves, because they go round this corner. Okay, so here is where I started realising if you pop the tab on the outside to begin with, it's a lot easier to add the glue to it and then pop it back inside to glue it into place. So once you've worked your way around all of the sides of the box and it's completely closed up, then you can put the base in, and you have 2 pieces that are almost identical, but one of them slightly larger, and that's the one that you want to go in the bottom of your, that's the one you want to go in the bottom of your lid. So you want the slightly smaller one for the bottom of your base. So I'm just adding some glue to the bottom edge of that one. And that will pop straight in the bottom. It'll be quite a snug fit. And that'll cover up all of those tabs that were in the base, and it'll add a little bit more strength as well. So I'm just smoothing along all of the edges with my finger, but of course you could use something like a bone folder to do that. But I just want to make sure that it's fitted well and the glue's taken hold. Okay, now we're going to work on the lid, and we're folding along all of the score lines again. And again we're going to be folding the very end tabs outwards. And those bottom tabs, we're folding those upwards. So we're folding them inwards. And again, we'll be starting with the tabs along the bottom, which actually form the points of our star. Just holding it for a moment, when I'm happy the glue's taken hold, I'll move on to the next one and work my way all the way around the star. Making sure not to go over the edge of the lid. And here's the last point. And when I'm happy with that, I can start moving on to those in-between tabs. And again, I'm just bringing them outside to put the glue on, then popping it back inside and holding it in place. Here we are with the last tab. And we have the layer to go inside the roof of our lid, which will add some strength, and it will cover up our little tabs in there in case any of our glue's oozed out. Again, it's quite a snug fit, but it will go in there. And I'm pushing down on all of the edges. And it fits nicely on the base. And now we can work on our top decoration. And I'm making the Dad version today, so mine says Dad within the star. The box it's for both of the versions is the same, it's just the decoration on the top that differs. I've just used different colorways for the two different boxes. Okay, so I'm trying not to add too much glue to this layer. Just adding a line down each of those lines. Okay, and then I'm adding it onto the backing layer. See, I did add too much glue because some of it has oozed out, but I'm sure you'll do a better job. And then I'm going to then add some more glue along the back of this one, which is a little bit thicker. So this one's a bit easier. Don't have to worry too much about your glue on that one. And then I'm going to pop that directly onto the backing piece. And then you can either glue this directly onto the lid of your box, or I've decided to add some 3D foam tape onto the back. Just add a little bit of dimension. So I have that in place. I'm just taking the backing off my 3D foam, and then I can pop that into place. Make sure that it's completely central, so there's a border around it. And that's my Dad's star box. And there's the accompanying sun box. So they're small boxes, perfect for some treats or a pair of cufflinks or something. And I hope it'll come in handy.